Hi
Okay.
Remy.
Hi, Layoh.
Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. So today we'll be sharing 7 tips to raising independent children. Like we all know that to be independent as an adult, these are the skills we have to learn from when we are kids. Like our parents did a good job helping us to learn the basic life skills. But then when you look up, as in Remy, I'm sure when you see other parents these days, you realize that there are a lot of parents that actually do a lot of things for their children. Like I go and pick up my child from school, I can see parents helping them with their school bags, with their lunch bags. You visit parents in the house, you could see them at they're the ones cleaning up the toys. And then we have a lot of stressed out parents that do everything for their kids. Like we were talking about yesterday, delegate. Some people don't know how to delegate. But then this is not about just us now. It's about our children. If you don't teach your kids how to be independent, they will end up becoming dependent and helpless adults, and that is one thing we're trying to avoid. So yeah, the first on our list today is stop doing everything for them. Like I gave an example just now. You see parents doing everything for their kids, carrying their school bags, feeding them. Can you imagine feeding a 6 7 year old just because they don't want to eat their food? I don't even feed my 4 year old. So why would I feed a 6 7 year old? No. So please don't do these things for your kids. Let them clean up after themselves. A 6 year old can lay their bed. They can clean up in the bathroom. They can learn to start cleaning up themselves, having their baths, dressing themselves up, picking their clothes. So yes, don't do all these things for your children. Do it. Let them do it themselves, because this is how they learn to be independent. They learn to take care of themselves in future.
You're absolutely correct, Layoh. We all want very independent children. It only helps us as parents when we have independent children or older kids. Yes, that being said, another thing that we can do to promote independent adults or to start inculcating independence in our children is to promote problem solving. So, what do you mean by promote problem solving? Laya said it earlier, don't do everything for your children. So, if they're doing a task, for instance, and then they come across a challenge, I know instinctively what will come to us is to help smoothen things out for them, make things easy for them, let everything work out. But if we keep doing that, we're not promoting or we're not teaching them problem solving skills. So we should sometimes just stay back for a bit. Let's see what they are going to do with the challenge. Then, yeah, that's how we promote problem solving. But let's keep in mind that we're not trying to frustrate them. So, say you give your child a pretty difficult puzzle, for instance, maybe something beyond the child's age. Of course, you know the next thing will be the child will get frustrated. That's not what we are going for. We are just trying to encourage their problem solving skills by giving them some time to figure things out for themselves. In fact, we could even engage them in talk, for instance. Okay, so they come with to you with a problem, and instead of just giving them the solution, okay, what do you think? Why do you think it happened this way? Okay,
Exactly.
what do you think you can do better next time? Yeah, and from there you start pushing it in their minds start telling them, okay, maybe if I had not done this, this person wouldn't have done this,
Yeah.
and
And you
that's how
can
we problem
and you could
solve.
give them hints sometimes. Give them little clues and they're like,
Yes.
ah, okay. So yes, and that brings us to number three. Teach them the basic life skills. Like you see adults that can cook. I'm sure you've seen adults that can cook. Although and don't let me generalize, it's not fine, you might say it's a gender thing, but then I've seen females too that can't cook. But though I've seen a lot of male, but then we have females too that can't cook. You've seen people that can, oh my god, you see people that can pick up after themselves. They get into their house, they drop their shoes here, they drop their bag there. You go into some people's house and you see dumpster. Like, is somebody actually living here? This is what happens when you don't teach your kids the basic life skills. Teach them to clean up after themselves. When your 2 year old is done playing with the toys, don't pack up for them. Tell them to clean it up themselves. Tell them where to put it. Fine, they might not be able to do everything. You could assist, but then as they're growing, they should be able to, when they are done with your toys, they can put it away. Let them put on their shoes. Your 3-year-old can put on their sock themselves. They can put on their shoes themselves. Your 3-year-old can put their clothes in the laundry once they remove it. You don't have to pack up for them. Your 7-year-old can lay the bed. They can make breakfast. They can make the simple cereal or a toast. Let your children learn the basic life skills. Laundry, how to cook. Your 11-year-old should start making breakfast. Please. And let your children learn financial skills. You don't want adults that are spendthrift. No. Very important too. We have adults that are just learning the skill. They don't know how to handle their finances. But then you can teach your child from a very young age. Give them allowance. When they have visitors coming over, please don't spend the money. Don't use it to buy biscuit and sweet. Don't tell them that all the food you have been eating all this while, where do you think the money is coming from? No. Get them a piggy bank. Let them put the money in it. You want a toy? Fine. Save up. So then maybe it will even help them not to be so careless with their things, because they know that it is not very easy to get this money, to get this stuff. So please teach them the basic life skills.
Yeah, but really, the food is coming from somewhere. The food is coming from somebody's pocket.
But not from the visitor's pocket.
Wait,
that is your responsibility, not their responsibility.
Anyway, that aside, so another thing you can do is to give them responsibilities. Yeah, Laya's given us some pretty good examples earlier on age-appropriate chores that you can do. What he does is it makes them feel big. It makes them know that, okay, everybody has to pitch in and everybody has to do something. So you'll be surprised. You might think they may not be able to do some things, but by the time you give them an opportunity to do it, they'll totally surprise you, and then they would even be eager to do some things too as time goes on. So really, 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 it's pretty important to give our kids age-appropriate responsibilities. We are not saying you should go and carry all the housework in the house and give them to go, and then you now stretch, and you now stretch your feet and go
house
like.
help.
Exactly, that's not what we're going for here.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
so that's that.
and then please learn to compliment their effort. No matter how little it is that they've tried, compliment it. It boosts their confidence. It makes them want to do more. Like Remy have said, when you tell your child, oh, you did a good job doing this, they want to do more. They are happy. And you don't want to know what that does to their self-esteem. Like, it boosts their confidence. Like, when you have confident children, you end up with a confident adult. So please, learn to compliment your children if they've done anything. If they didn't do it well, don't criticize them. Still tell them, good job, you tried. It goes a very long way.
Yeah, absolutely correct. So I don't know if any one of us has ever met with an adult that couldn't quite decide what to do or what meal to eat. Or it's pretty simple. Something as simple as you go to a restaurant, what would you like to eat? And the person is at a loss for words. Yeah, so it's a pretty important skill, the ability to make decisions, to make choices. So please, it's something we teach right from childhood. Don't make every decision for them. We're not talking about the big decisions like what school to go to. And then even as they get older they can have a say in what school they would rather go to. Yeah, so it starts from the little things like, okay, would you rather wear the blue shorts today or the white shorts? Would you rather wear your Crocs or your tennis? Would you rather have cereal for breakfast or would you prefer some sandwich? Would you like to play with the bricks today or you want to do some coloring? Offer them choices. It gives them the ability to make decisions. It's a pretty important skill. We can't overemphasize how important it is. If you've ever met someone who was always at a loss for words or someone who was always calling to ask for advice on every pretty basic thing, you know how important this skill is really.
Yeah, and to point out one thing, Okay, some parents allow their children make these choices of what food do you want to eat today, or what kind of clothes do you like to wear today. But then when it comes to what course will you like to study at the university, or what class do you want to be, and then it's no, my child has to be a doctor, my child has to be a pharmacist, my child has to be an engineer. No, you shouldn't. Those are one of the choices they can make. Your teenager can decide if they want to be in the science class, or they want to be in the art class, or they want to study medicine. No, let them decide for themselves. You could give them advices, but then don't make that choice for them, because then eventually it's like you're taking away their power. You're not empowering them. When children make decisions, you're empowering them, and an empowered children becomes an empowered adult. So yeah, that brings us to our final tip. Let them make mistakes. It's normal. When your toddler falls from the bed, the next time they are coming down, they are more careful. That's because they've learned from the last fall. When you make mistake, you learn from it. It's only someone without intelligence that won't learn from a mistake. And all our children are very smart. Those little ones, they are very smart. So please let them learn from their mistakes. Let them make mistakes. It's a process. It's a learning process. They will always learn from it, and they will learn to do it better. Your child has done something wrong. Instead of you going all crazy about it or making a big deal about it, you could just be that adult and like, how do you think you can make this better? Why do you think this happened this way? Let them think about it. Problem solving. Let them think about it, and let them think how they could make it better. Don't give them the whole idea. Sometimes you just drop an hint. What if you try it this way? And they're like, oh yeah, it could work that way. And then that's it. They've learned something. So please let our children make mistakes. Let them learn from it. So today I hope we've been able to help every parent out there. Those are the things we're also doing for ourselves. These are what I practice with my children. These are the tips I use in my home. So please, I hope we are able to help everybody out there. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you could get our video as soon as they upload. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Join our community on Facebook. And yeah, if you have any questions, send us a message in the comment, and we'd like to hear from you too. Until next time, stay safe and stay healthy.